Okay, so with this video, I have two quick problems just to kind of work on domain and range, whether it's with a given graph or a calculator. So this is along with the lesson, but basically so when looking at a graph, there's a few things that I'll take a gander at, and one of the first things I'll look at is kind of where the graph starts. And so it starts right here, and I see this arrowhead, and that tells me it goes on forever. And that's up and to the right. Okay, so that kind of helps me identify. So I look at my starting point, right? And my starting point is right here, so my x value is 2. So that means every x value to the right of it, also including 2, is a part of my domain, right? X is domain, or your independent variable. And now from here up, because this is 2, is also a part of my domain. So that means all my y values that are greater than or equal to 2 are going to be in my domain, because this graph is going to keep on going and going and going. So every y value above 2 is going to be a point on the graph. So my domain, and I'll just put a d in front of it, is x, where we have x values greater than or equal to 2. My range will be y, where y is greater than or equal to 2. So that is my domain and range. So now for this last problem, we're going to use our calculator. So you're going to go ahead and graph it. And you can use your calculator, but I know what it's going to look like as a generic graph. Okay? It's going to look like this. And this top number here is 25. Okay? We have two perfect squares, so I kind of cheat. I know that's going to end up when I saw it being 5 and 5, and that's where it crosses. And so I know my range for this one is all my y values are the up and down portions of the graph. So if I look at, sorry, let me get an arrow here. If I look at where the graph is, right, keeps on going down and down and down and down, parabolas don't stop. So that's every number that's less than or equal to 25. Okay? So now we're going to go in and get into composition of functions, and we're going to find composite functions. So we've done addition, subtraction, and division. And so now we're going to do this thing called composition. And notice the notation right here has got this little open circle. That's not multiplication. And basically I got a little snippet here that says, we're going to use two equations to create one. So generally speaking, you might see f of 2, right? And this tells you to plug in for x. Okay? But now, the way that I would rewrite f of g of x is like this. So the one on the far right is going to go into the lettered function to the left of it. Okay, so g goes into f, and in this number 2, f goes into g. And this is a different way to rewrite it. So now what that means is, with this problem, anywhere I see an x, I'm actually going to look at the fact that g of x is the same as 2x. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to write out f of x. Okay, and so f of x, and I'm going to put parentheses, is x squared, right, plus 4. Well, everywhere I see an x, I'm now going to replace it with 2x, because that is what g of x is. So then I square it, and the 2 gets squared, and the x gets squared, and I end up with 4x squared plus 4. For those of you who can hear that, Miss Larson is not respecting your educational environment.
Really sorry.
Yeah.
I forgot that it makes that noise.
You'd be lucky to have Miss Larson as a teacher. So number 2, maybe this is a good time to pause the video and see if you can go ahead and figure it out on your own. I'm going to keep on going here, so you can then pause it and then hit play right away, and the answer is going to come through. So we have g of f of x. So that means we're going to take f of x and plug it into g. There's Miss Larson again.
I just hit mute.
So, sorry kids. So I'm going to take the function f and plug it in for g. So f, I'm going to put big parentheses here, or excuse me, g is, I screwed that up, sorry about that. Let me erase real quick, sorry for the length here, 2 of x, right? So there it is, big, right in front of you. But we're supposed to, where that x is, we got to put this guy in here, right here, this f of x. Well, what's f of x? It's x squared plus 4. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to plug in x squared plus 4. This guy right here is f of x, and that's what's being plugged in. So then I would distribute the 2, and I get 2x squared plus 8. Okay? I'm actually going to I got one more example. This video is getting kind of long, so there'll be one more after this, and that'll just be a quick example.